order, PPO, taking game one, super convincing fashion, and oh wait, hold up, we got we gotta change around some things in the champ select spreadsheet, but it's okay. Um, we should be getting the pick bands actually relatively soon. So let's see. Some point soon. Who knows? Boop, 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 boop.
But yeah, don't forget to get those votes in on the
Yes, get
poll.
those votes in. I'm gonna
We'll
throw
be
up
closing that in just shortly here.
just to have the link up again. I'm throwing up the results. Currently we've got a tie between StarCraft and Super Kami with 4 votes each. So go vote, make your voice heard.
Yeah,
Yada
so we'll give
yada.
that another minute. Hopefully, we'll get some sort of decision there, and we'll go from there.
Hell yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll
But
be getting to pick band soon. NTA says there are. The other one. Leave Alley per is Violet Sociocat? Okay. Okay. So we are getting into pick band now. Sweet.
yeah, I definitely think it's going to be up to NTA to kind of make adjustments here. Um, I don't necessarily think that it was a lot of the enemy team comp. I just think a lot came down to them just NTA just not making the plays early, and I do think a little bit came down to them just not being on those. Um, I don't know. It just didn't seem like they were all super comfortable with what they were playing. Um, so maybe go with a little bit more early game focus for NTA. Get them kind of
There's the
get themselves
Cho'Gath ban.
ahead a little bit early.
Yeah, you kind of have to ban the Cho'Gath at that point. I feel like, oh god, what they banned last game? Nasus Morgana. What was their last ban? Oh god, what was it? Zed. So I think they banned the Zed here and just first picked the Morgana, the same thing that TAH did when we played PPO. We, well, let me update timer. Yeah, we banned 3 things on blue side and then picked away the Morgana because we wanted to either get rid of it or have it ourselves, and it was like, well, let's have it. Yeah, take it away from Super Kami. But nope. So PPO learned from last week. They're just gonna ban the Morg themselves because Brick Tamland is a very good Morgana. So is Gurg 7. So PPO actually quite a smart ban from them there. They'll feel bad about it, but it's a smart ban.
Yeah, Brick Chamberlain has had some good games in the past with Morgana, so
God, game
go is a
one
good.
of okay, they will ban the Thresh too, so they're gonna leave up Zed this time, which I
Which
also
honestly I think is okay.
yeah, I don't think Zawaru. I mean, even if anything, Zawarudo picks it third and then they ban 2 counters to it. But I mean, if NTA wants to pick up their mid laner in the first 3 picks, they can always pick something that is good into the Zed.
Yeah, because I mean I do think Zawaruda's a pretty good Zed. Do I think it's like if he gets it, it's game over? Absolutely not. Um, because I think the games that he has done really well on, I don't think that the other person in that game necessarily had the greatest game, so it allowed the pop off to just happen super easily for Zawarudo. So I don't even know if they end up going with it. We'll see what they pick. But typically you see like more of an AP focused either jungler or top laner if you go with that super hard
Oh.
AD mid.
And NTA are just going with, let's just take away everything they played last game. Ban Cho'Gath, ban Thresh, pick away the Sivir. So, and Mouse Cop, I
I like it.
believe he's played it this season, and he looked good on it. So,
I
yeah.
definitely like the steal away just because Gordon Ramsay uh, is not the strongest on like the hard carry 80 carry, like the super late game, like hyper carry 80 carries. Definitely a strong player on the more
Utility ADCs.
utility 80 carries. So Sivir is something that he's played quite a bit recently. And I mean, he's played it in the last couple of games that he's been
Okay.
on. So I think that's a good takeaway because then you're going to force Gordon Ramsay onto something maybe a little bit more uncomfortable. So that way, not as easily played there, so you can focus your attention elsewhere and not have to worry about that lane as much.
Yeah, and I think classically Gordon Ramsay's two biggest AD carry picks have been Sivir and Ashe, which are just two strong utility ADCs. And I like the Sivir pick because it kind of negates the possibility of an Ashe. If the Ashe throws out an arrow, oh look, here's a Sivir spell shield, and it suddenly does nothing. I also like this Ornn pickup though from Power. Sorry, Popo's pecking order, wrong team. You secure it for StarCraft. It's his probably tertiary pick after Cho'Gath and Nasus. You take it away from Ron Burgundy, so Ron Burgundy could have just taken away in the next set of picks there, but the Twitch is going to be what's coming in for Gordon Ramsay, which is his most comfortable pick that's not utility, so, and I like it into Sivir, so, some solid drafting coming out from both teams currently.
Yeah, I definitely think Sivir can do really well into Twitch early just because unless the Twitch is actually getting several stacks of the poison on, and uh, the Sivir with QW can out damage that Twitch easily. Now,
Oh, we're
the one
gonna,
thing
oh
the one thing
boy,
that's good for
wet
Twitch
noodle
is
fight
it's
top
hard to
lane.
spell shield the E. It's really hard to spell shield E because you can't. There's not really
Exactly.
an indicator, if you will.
Yeah, no, it's just instant.
Yeah. So can do well.
I think Twitch was
It'll come.
just the best pickup PPO could have gotten for Gordon Ramsay here. Like, between the comfort and also the matchup. And, oh, God, if I'm happy I'm not just doing directed camera, because otherwise it would just take us to Maokai Ornn, and we'd be as triggered as Hillary Clinton was whenever last week. But Leona coming in for Gurk 7, they want to secure that before second round of bans come in, before that can get banned out. And his Leona looked so good last week against LAS, so I like this pick as well.
I think the Leona is a really good pick. It is hard for a Twitch to play any sort of aggressive versus a Leona because if you misstep one time and Leona lands an E on you, you're gonna die because then she's gonna hit the other stun, she's gonna hit the extra damage, and a Sivir is just gonna throw the Q, hit both procs of it, and one or two autos, and you're probably dead, just more than likely after
The
that.
Braum.
Bro, huh. Twitch Braum is a strong lane,
That's
but
a good count. I think that's a good counter to Sivir because the
that's
the
true.
shield can block the bounce, the bouncing blades that Sivir has, and
Also
can
the
block the
boomerang.
Q.
Yes.
Yeah, can block that. So nice there. Doesn't really block,
Doesn't block anything
the
else,
mount.
like Maokai ult.
I don't think it blocks them out. Well, I mean, if it hits you, it stops anyway. So
Still,
that
yeah.
really doesn't matter.
But yeah, PPO banning the Vi now. They banned it first round last game instead of the Morgana. So throwing that in there, good ban away from Baxter, who has looked quite good on Vi this season. I believe he played it once. So yeah, so we'll see what NTA bans here. Let's see, PPO have jungle and mid still left to pick. NTA still have also jungle and mid still left to pick. So I think at this point you can ban probably Skarn or Zed, which are just the two comforts of the PPO members who have not picked their champs yet.
Well, at this point, I'm almost thinking they would want to ban Xin Zhao instead.
Oh yeah, true, but make
bec-
sure PPO don't play anything they played last game. And there's the
Respect to the
there's
Ari.
the Ari, yeah.
Hmm.
So if they ban Xin Zhao here, then PPO just have a completely different comp.
Well, and to be honest, PPO's comp has already started to look a little bit different. Last game, they wanted to play a comp that's very aggressive. This comp screams to me protect Twitch so far. And it's going to be dependent on the next two picks, but everything right now screams Twitch is our damage source.
I wouldn't be surprised if PPO pick up an Anivia here, actually.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, just more kite back.
I would love to see NTA ban Anivia right now.
Yeah, screw the Xin Zhao. You gotta see that Anivia is a perfect pick for PPO here, and it's also something that Zawarudo is super, super comfortable on. There we go.
There it is. Boom.
Good
That's what
ass
I'm talking
ban.
about.
Hell yeah. I love it.
This draft so far for NTA has turned itself around from last game, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Leaps and bounds.
Absolutely. The Trundle is going to be what comes in for PPO, which is a good pick. The Maokai Leona, plenty of tankiness there. I mean, just the Maokai is plenty of tankiness, but NTA will have a chance to respond. I feel like they pick up a more carry-oriented jungler here, just because they don't have a, like, Sivir has good damage, but it's not a ton. So they need something. I wouldn't mind the Kayn here, actually. I think the Kayn's a good pick, and then just a high damage mid laner, maybe a Ziggs or something. I don't know if Brick Tamlin plays Ziggs. I think he does play Ziggs, actually. But they could also go back to Malzahar. Well, there's a high damage mid. So, yeah, the Malzahar coming in for Brick Tamlins. I mean, Malzahar tends to just be a good blind pick in this league anyway. What's happening? So, yeah, just the jungle pick left for NTA. I seriously think they, like, you take Kayn here. That's, I mean, what else do they take? And Baxter's already played Kayn. They take Warwick.
Warwick.
Oh my goodness.
Why not?
Okay. I like that, yeah.
Yeah, I like it too.
Warwick's super strong, can pump out a lot of damage.
That's so much pick for NTA, and they still have plenty of AoE CC. That's a disgusting comp, Jesus Christ.
That's a good one. I like this comp. It's definitely a run at you, but lock somebody down comp.
God, that's disgusting. I love it.
I would maybe have liked to seen a little bit more AoE from the mid laner. Would have been my only request. Malzahar still alone puts out stupid amounts of damage. So,
especially against the super strong tank line of the Ornn Trundle Braum. Last pick. What's your mid pick? Ziggs.
The Ziggs?
Yes, he does play Ziggs. He played Ziggs in March Madness.
Brick Tamlin?
No,
I was talking about Brick Tamlin there. Oh, I knew Zarudo played Ziggs. I asked him to play Ziggs. I was the one that told him to play Ziggs. So.
Yeah, that massive game that he doesn't think was that massive. I remember.
Oh god. Yeah, it's March Madness was a time. It was a great time because we won.
Yes, we did.
Ew. Okay. Let's just hold on. I gotta do a thing real quick, y'all.
Right.
Rashi, please now. Don't do it.
Don't do what? What are you talking about?
What did you miss? Well, PPO ended up taking over the game in a pretty strong fashion. I think ending the game with 16 kills to 1.
Something like that.
If I'm correct. So that's what you needed to catch up on, Elliot.
If I'm being honest,
we're going into game 2.
Oh, look, there it is. I told you not to do it.
Don't do what? I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Go.
A serious nap. How long does a nap have to be for it to be considered serious? That's the real question here. Oh, did we ever get results from the poll?
Oh, let me double check that. Let me double check.
Looks like Super Kami got it 1 vote over StarCraft.
Poll results.
I don't think I got it.
I don't know if you're a mod and can.
I don't think I can. There you go.
Yep, Super Kami is your Game 1 MVP. I'm not surprised. Honestly, anyone could have gotten MVP there, so.
At some point, we need to go back and try and get a clip of that, or if anybody on that team is able to clip that.
Was it a disgusting
flash lined? Yeah. So they
okay.
just cleared the ward in
Oh,
the
okay.
little
Yeah,
bush there.
We need that.
Super Kami Guru flashed, hooked, threw a lantern to bring somebody else with him to get the kill. As I believe it was Rick Tamlin was trying to teleport.
I'll
to
100%. I'll 100% ask someone
that was
for that.
that was pretty nice. Because it was technically a blind hook.
I'll line it up for something.
Opinion, I'll beat it out
Something,
of you.
or we'll figure it out. A bag of cement. Is this the new thing? Run a bag of cement Burgundy. It's like Will the Torpedo Brooks, except a much shittier meme. I feel like the entire caster channel is just done with me right now.
Rachi, when are we not done with you?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I shall endure.
So anyway, let's actually talk about some comps, because that's a thing. I mean, we've been over NTA's comp a lot, but what about Popo's comp?
I think Popo's comp, like I said earlier, is still just that protect the Ziggs protect the Twitch kind of comp. You know?
Ziggs is like, I'm the carry now.
Yeah, that's it. That's Ziggs' utility to help zone, and still puts out pretty big numbers. But then the hovering of the Heimerdinger, I love it. The triple tank to just be in the way, stopping the Warwick, stopping the Maokai, stopping the Leona.
Yeah, it really is a protect the Twitch, let the Twitch do the carrying, and then you're gonna have a Ziggs in the back line who is just consistently throwing out all kinds of damage all over the map, or like all
Twitch
over
is the cake, right? And the Ziggs is just the icing on top, you know? Like, the cake's the part you love, but the icing makes it just right.
every time.
I mean, you're
Every
not
time.
wrong.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's what it's going to come down to, because you're just going to have, you're going to have an Orange and a Braum sitting in front of this Twitch. So, yeah, that may just end up being a problem for PPO here. Or for NTA, I should say. If they can't get to the Twitch to get the kill, and if Hoagie is able to play a little bit more aggressive, I think, than his usual style, because he's got that front line there to protect him. So he needs to play a little bit more aggressive than what he usually does. Like we were saying, he's usually a kind of sit back, use all of your skills as utility, rather than, hey, I need to position myself aggressively in these fights. So, but like we said, he plays Twitch, and he plays it pretty well, so let's see if he can do it.
The thing about NTA's comp, though, they have ways to get on top of the Twitch even through a Braum. Like, they don't care about a Braum. Sivir can speed them all up, get him into position. Ron Burgundy, the Maokai Twisted Advance is point and click, not a projectile whatsoever. Solar Flare from Gurg 7 will go over top of the Braum if he can land it right onto the Twitch. there's easy follow from Sivir Maokai, and then they can all just pile on top, and I mean, and at that point it's just like, okay, now we really gotta just save the Switch. I think Gordon Ramsay has to buy a QSS incredibly early. There's so many ways to lock him down. Solar Flare, and NTA has 2 suppressions that you can only QSS. So he's probably gonna have to buy a QSS like maybe even like second item if he gets out of lane early. Pretty much as soon as he gets out of lane, he has to have a QSS.
Or even Braun picking up, what is that item?
The Mikhail's.
Yes.
Oh, I think having both.
I think this might actually be a good game for Mikhail's just because you have the 2 suppressions. So if you have that, even if it's not
doesn't remove suppression though. I don't think. Yeah, it doesn't. Only QSS is the literal only thing in the game that can remove a suppression. Yeah.
The more you know.
But regardless, I mean, Leona's stunned, Maokai, anything to help keep that, that carry a little bit more CC free. But I'd like to know, with 30 seconds left, which team do you guys think is going to take it out?
NTA. I'm sticking by them. I like this comp is too much of a good PMA LCS comp.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say I like NTA's comp still a little bit better. I think they're adjusting pretty well to, going from what happened last game where, going from what happened there, so they kind of just got out macroed, they got out early, didn't have the jungle pressure, didn't have much pressure in any lanes at all. So now I think they can pressure those more because you have a Malzahar. Will apply a little bit more pressure. You have the Sivir Leona, who's the whole idea is just to keep pushing onto you, pump out the damage there. Maokai does decently early, but it's against an Orange, so it's kind of like a, it's
a wet noodle fight.
Without saying it, yes. It's not necessarily like one's gonna solo the other super easily. But with jungle pressure, I think either one could flip. It could flip one way with jungle pressure.
Yeah, I think the general trend is just like you give him an early gank, just get him going a little bit, and then you get pressure elsewhere. Just get top lane ahead a little bit. Don't worry about the rest of the game. Just poke it just enough that they'll be okay and they're guaranteed not to lose.
Do not succeed. Please, tell me what it is like.
So yeah, game 2 of PPO versus NTA. Yeah, NTA have just been mastery flashing in early games all season. Like, already. I guess this is just going to be a thing, but PPO might actually be going for a bit of an invade. They're grouping up. This is such a classic Menbung level 1 actually going into this specific bush. We did this at least 5 times in Season 3 with Riches Provoked.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to catch them off guard if they try and step forward, because they don't expect you to be there. But
they're all just backing off, though.
Yeah, it looks like NTA just went with the standard everybody flank out position kind of thing. Which, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't try and do, like, the bot lane tri-bush, invade on that side. I feel like that's something that they do. They tend to, if they invade, try and do that way.
Also interesting, China's starting red buff here.
Huh.
I don't know if that's for some of the scuttle control or...
He doesn't necessarily need the blue buff for early clear. Like, he doesn't...
No, it's not... I mean, it for your first 2 camps, it's not necessarily, because your Q is pretty low mana cost. So, I mean, you can clear and then get blue second, and it's not going to be insanely detrimental to you.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Scuttle Clear might be looking for an invade here even onto the blue buff. Warwick is doing Raptors at the moment, so Yeah, looking like trying to pick up that blue buff here.
Yeah, Menbung is going after blue buff, looking to just get a 3 buff right away.
And this is, yeah, like we've said classic Menbung before, but
And he's gonna save the smite for the scuttle. Oh, that's amazing.
Is he out with it?
yep.
Oh my
Warwick's
god,
just now
he's
getting
out.
there, gonna realize that the
He's
Lasco's
set.
not there.
I think he realized he doesn't have mana though, and yep, there's a smite from Menbung, and now Baxter can't really do anything. That's wow. Just
That's, you know,
damn.
the jungle knowledge there from Menbung.
Or
I mean-
Elucida says, you're learning, I'm proud of you. Oh, he's in the blade, okay. A little bit of damage coming in.
Oh, and Simba gonna pick up double scuttle. That is huge.
Oh no, oh not Baxter Honey, no. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, gets the double scuttle, is gonna get double blue buffs as well here soon. Maybe even giving it over to Ziggs. Probably not though. Menbung's greedy.
Menbung's a greedy boy.
But yeah, I mean, getting that early pressure, and I mean, at this point, and they still know where Baxter is too. They can see him on the wolves because there is a ward there. But yeah, this Trundle's gonna be able to fight. Ooh, StarCraft just missing the knock up there.
They
The
still
wall
have
didn't
buff
show up in
advantage.
time.
Yeah. So, 2 camp
Does
lead.
have mana though.
2
over.
camp lead away from Menbung. That's, I mean, we've been talking about that, but that was just beautiful jungle pathing, and now Menbung might be looking for a gank here mid. Or not, he's just gonna go to wolves.
Ooh, nice knock up there. Forces the flash in the top lane from Ron Burgundy. StarCraft got a lot of pressure. That bellowing breath is doing quite a bit of damage onto Ron Burgundy here, and Ron Burgundy gets forced back. Did start Doran's ring, however. Didn't go with, you know, a more, you know, like a Doran's shield build or anything, so not quite as much sustain.
Zamarudo is actually poking out Brick Cameron quite a bit, but Brick still has a 5 CS lead, still keeping up quite fine in farm. Malzar farms pretty easily anyway, so that matchup should be pretty even for the most part. They're also boning through their minion dematerializers. I guess no banner command shenanigans. Ooh.
Oh, the Q does get
Oh,
blocked
and
once
the-
again by the Braum.
The block of the Q. It should be a stun Leona. Oh! Ron turns ready.
Top
Ooh,
lane.
amazing.
Oh, wait a second.
With the best pillar. And
Yeah,
first
that's
goes
a
StarCraft.
really-
That's disgusting.
Really good combo
Oh
there.
my god.
The Orin dash into the pillar for the knockup. 'Cause-
That's so, oh god, that's so good, dude.
Really good little knowledge there from that. Oh, the Q getting through there, the shield not hitting hard
Not
enough.
quite the right shield angle on the boomerang. So yeah, the boomerang gets through. Just everyone in this bot lane is low though except Mouse Cop, so just gonna go back to some farming.
Yeah, something that I think Gordon Ramsay needs to work on here in this lane, and it'll flip it in his favor, is whenever they get those, you know, engages like that, yes, you kite back. Oh, and the pickup
Oh, the
of the
steal
scuttle.
of the scuttle.
That feels really bad for Baxter. That feels really bad for
Jesus.
Baxter. But Gordon Ramsay needs to weave in more auto attacks while
is true.
kiting. Because if you can weave in those auto attacks, especially with a Braum, that leads to kills pretty easily. Plus, it gets your stacks up, and you can get your E off much easier. And it'll do a lot more damage, so.
Wait, Gurk 7. Oh, he did find Super Kami. That's a stop back, so
Ooh, that's
that could
something
be
they
pretty
could have
big.
kept engaging on. Mousecap was not going, had a wave still there. But nothing burned there.
But really, that just
Have ever-
delays the back of Gordon Ramsay and Super Kami. This wave goes in the tower before. Yeah, they just completed their back. They're gonna lose this entire wave. And
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a little
that's-
bit rough there.
And this Dragon Call for min at the
Exactly.
Dragon.
Yeah, there's 4 here for Dragon, so yeah, they're definitely gonna pick up this Air Dragon. That stop back actually means way more in the end. Unless, oh,
Born ult going in on top lane. Minbug with the
Ooh,
pillar, excellent pillar again.
dodge there.
is Ron Burgundy gonna get out? He
A little
gets
bit
out.
of
No,
minion.
Ron Gurgundy doesn't have flash.
The
right?
flash, and Ron Burgundy gonna go down.
Yeah, and massive amounts of damage coming out there from Minbug. Once again, a nice combo, knowing that there's no flash on Ron Gurgundy. Exploited that, went with the gank once again, hit the pillar knockup, and then it was just chased down from there. Although there was a nice play from Ron Gurgundy to try and dodge the Ord ult and some of the knockups as well, so well played there, but just nothing you could do.
I'll throw in Zawarudo tried to steal the dragon with his exalt. Didn't quite work, but it's the thought that counts.
First tower already going out of StarCraft in the top lane.
I'd say minutes and oh look, Minbug's trying to get another blue buff.
Yeah, and in this top lane, StarCraft has a 1,300 gold lead right now. That's most
Oh,
of
wait.
the...
Oh, StarCraft might be overstaying his welcome.
Slow by the sapling, but they're not gonna keep chasing that. They're just gonna get Scuttle. Baxter did pick up his blue buff finally. So yeah.
Going back to talking about
And
this bot lane though,
does get the Scuttle Crab finally.
I would
feels-
love to
feels
see
good.
Gordon Ramsay, Super Comic Guru now, getting a little bit more aggressive. They consistently
I think-
improve.
In this matchup, I honestly think that it's Braum is more there for the counter engage.
Yeah, they just need a farm
Leona's
at this
going to be
point.
the hard engage one, so you want to be there to counter that.
Yeah, if Super Kami throws up his shield in the right direction and blocks the Sivir damage, then he can just lay his concussive blows onto the Leona, they just stun her up, and there's just a free trade right there.
But yeah, you got to make sure while you're making sure you're playing safe, you're not being overly safe to the point where you're not letting your AD carry fall. You've got to make sure as you have the positioning so that way your AD carry can farm and you're there to, you know, protect them or block anything, in this case of the Braum. But overall, not too much happening. Not a.
Gordon?
There's a little bit of a farm lead growing in the
Yeah.
bottom for Mouse Cop.
Some of these times Gordon Ramsay's stepping forward, he could just be autoing Berg 7, and he's quite not, so I think this is where Hoagie has definitely improved a ton as an AD carry, but there's still some times where you're like, okay, maybe he does this, but oh, fight going on top lane.
Yeah, not really a wet noodle fight anymore. A lot of damage coming out from StarCraft. That Bellowing Breath with, what is it, the Brittle proc, doing a ton of damage to Ron Gurgundy. Ron Gurgundy ending up going with the Spectre's Cowl first item, so looking to get that magic resist for their team, which I think is a really good choice, because you've got the Ornn. Trundle actually does some magic damage, I'm pretty sure, with his ult as well.
Trundle, it's just his magic damage,
and
it's
then-
mostly physical, because
yeah.
autos.
And then you've got ton of damage coming out from Ziggs as well with that magic damage, so not a bad starting.
If Hoagie gets chain CC'd by Leo, he's dead AF. If it's the 2v2, I don't think he dies. If it's any more than that, oh, he is dead. But just the 2v2, if they play it right, they can probably, especially with flash and heal up, they can keep Hoagie alive and just keep him farming this lane. Especially consider Sivir, yeah. I mean, at that point, you just focus the Leona, so she can't do much. I don't know. It's lanes sometimes get rough to predict. It also depends a lot on how people end up playing it, and so yeah. Meantime, top lane though, StarCraft just continually pushing in, keeping Ron Gurgundy in this top lane. Both teleports are up for the top laners. Might be able to get a TP going bot, but did Menbo just steal another blue buff? Nope, never mind. He did not.
Stole the Gromp away. But yeah, with StarCraft pushing up this much, it allows Menbung to kind of get in here and know that he's got kind of the backup, and vice versa, with Menbung being able to get in the jungle.
Gank going on in the mid lane, flash out by Rick Tamlin. That's going to be all there is.
And just instant flash. Oh, there's a trundle. Bye.
Yeah,
Botland's finally getting their chance to back. Leona just being superbly obnoxious.
Okay, this. Oh, wait a second. Okay. Rick Tamlin almost goes down. If Gordon Ramsay had not done the ambush backing trick, where so on Twitch you hit his Q, the ambush, and then you hit B while he's going into stealth, but not stealth yet. If you back at that specific moment, he will continue to back while his ambush is going and he is in stealth. And if he hadn't done that, then Gerg 7 would have seen him and killed him. Oh wait, they're just gonna kill
He
Naruto.
chained DC, and he's gonna...
Space 8.
Does he get out?
Space 8s, no,
Oh,
Space
no.
8s. Space 8s. He shouldn't have even flashed there. So yeah, Gerg 7 backing off. Didn't know Gordon Ramsay was backing, but then he just rotates mid and kills Naruto. And there's a dragon now up at Infernal. Like, oh god, Infernal Dragon on the Malzahar Sivir. Oh god.
Once again, just showing their priority for one of these objectives.
Yeah, dragon control on point for NTA. Second dragon of the game. They got the Cloud Dragon earlier. So, yeah, and that's definitely something they can use if they can salt the game a little. And this time they have so much more wave clear than last game. They have Sivir and Malzahar. They can just insta-clear waves.
Yeah, so both teams have some different things going for them. Right now, NTA has the power of their bot lane, and then Brick Tamlin's doing pretty well as well. But on the side of PPO, they've got Menbung and StarCraft who are getting really far ahead. And I mean, Ziggs, who's still pumping out damage, hasn't had the biggest effect, but then again, neither has Malzahar. But as we can see, picking up that mid tower now at the same time as the Rift Herald is going down too, so a lot picked up there from PPO in a short period of time. Oh, Ron Gurgany might be caught out here. Does have flash available.
Ult disengage, the flash into Nolan's,
Oh.
and that's one.
Oh, wait, that knockup.
Wait, continue to engage, Twitch. Oh.
Able to get the spray and pray off and pick up the kill there. Leona
Counter
goes
engage
in.
Leona.
A lot of damage done. Ult on
the
Gordon Ramsay.
Tamlin just gets absolutely
And
melted.
Twitch with
Red
the
buff
true damage
poison.
takes away Rick Tamlin.
Yeah, and that was a 3v5 engage there for NTA. Not maybe that advised, especially with Menbung dropping a Rift Herald. And yeah, there's just 2 more kills for Gordon Ramsay. That was actually a really good solar flare onto him from Gerg 7, stun him up while they try to burst down the Super Kami. But the Braum is just tanky enough, they can't quite do it, and Twitch gets out of stun and then can just kill the entire team.
Yeah, Twitch not even having all of that much damage right now, but the fact that he was able to just sit there the whole time, other than, you know, the Leona ult, relatively untouched, was that being the big problem there. So, you know, with the fact that Ron Gurgity had died right away, and then the engage kind of afterwards, after Baxter had even died, it could have honestly gone worse. It could have been worse. But maybe if they can get a full team fight off then, and try and pick somebody off more with the Malzahar ult, not let the Ziggs be in the fight with the Malzahar ult, or if you can catch out the Twitch with it, I think that'll be your best option there for winning a team fight. Yeah, it looks like now there's Not a whole lot of objectives up. It looks like just more tower focus coming down at this point. NTA looking to protect this bot tower. They've got Baxter just chilling in the bush. Kind of gonna go off now and get to the Krugs.
Oh, Dirk's having wrapping around. Oh, we found Gordon Ramsay. Oh no.
The double
The
stun.
solar flare. The knockup and just a disengage.
That bouncing bomb though. Yeah, good. Good job keeping Gordon Ramsay alive. Actually, had to blow the flash. Did not have heal for that, but was not needed. And he's just gonna back and get out. So, guys. I mean, again, it's just one. This is the same thing that kept happening to NTA last game. They kept trying to find these picks and then just could not quite find them. And the same thing's almost happening again this game.
Yeah, see, I think they're being a little bit more successful this game as opposed to last game, but now they need to do what Menbung did last game with ganks and just rinse and repeat. You blew a flash, now come back again in another minute and do the same thing. Because this time there will be no flash and you can secure that kill.
I want to touch on that a little bit. You know, Minbung was almost not as impactful as he was last game. Kind of just taken to a more of a farming role. I mean, he has 3 assists, but I feel like last game he was all over the map in everybody's lane, teaching everybody about themselves.
He's 45 CS ahead and 2k ahead of Baxter, though. That is, oh god, that's huge.
Yeah, and Trundle does scale decently into the late game, especially if you're.
Dude, they did not see. Oh, they didn't see Baxter.
Oh, Nolan.
Zawa Rudo is going to be caught out there, yeah.
What's the mouse hole called?
Nether Grasp.
Horn ult, just for disengage purposes. Spell Shield on Silver for a little bit of mana just to rub it on in.
What was that? Did they... Oh wait, Popo didn't get a kill out of that.
So, Starcraft just dodging.
Nice little dodge. So there is a pick for NTA though. So that's gonna be big. Dragon coming up in 10 seconds. Ocean Dragon. That's a room. It buys them. Keep up this dragon control. Third dragon. If it gets to 35 minutes, they get Elder. If they keep this up, then that's gonna be a massive Elder Dragon. And they can potentially
teleport coming in mid lane from the Ziggs. Interesting call considering everybody from NTA was at Dragon. Does try once again to steal it with the Mega Inferno Bomb. Does not pick up the Dragon though. So an aggressive play there from the Ziggs to try and pick that up. But yeah, really good. I mean, really good catch there. You got the Malzahar ult, layered the CC there with the Leona as well. So there was no escape for Zawarudo there. It was a little deep in the jungle at that point, but more picks like that, and NTA is going to be looking good. Because now it gets to a point where they have all of the tower gold because they still have mid lane outer, top lane outer as well. You know, if they start getting a couple of these, you know, picks and then turn those into towers, their gold. Well, they could even out the gold for one.
Oh wait, are they
Saber ult put it on top.
Wait.
Flash, Gurge gets onto him. Solar Flare coming in. I don't know if they're gonna get this kill. Super tanky.
Oh, that's so bad, dude.
Ooh, and meanwhile in the bot lane, Zawarudo's getting dove onto by Ron Gurgen. He forced the flash from both.
A tanky horn, and with this tank line, like Mouse Cop needs to pick up a Last Whisper, probably just third. What's he sitting on right now? 700, 400 more gold. He gets his completed Zeal item. After that, just get that Last Whisper as soon as possible. You have 3 tanks you need to shred through. It's just he has to. That's like the objectively correct item there.
Menbung getting that scuttle control, clearing out the Baron Vision. Ooh, but wait, what's Tiamat?
Tiamat almost kind of bite him in the butt there.
He should regen that up pretty fast though. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's still too early in the game for any sort of cheesy Baron call.
Well, you say that,
I don't think
but
they
you
have.
can cheese
I don't
Baron
think they
at
have
20
that.
minutes.
Yeah, I just don't think they have the damage to burn it down fast
no, they
enough
don't.
for NTA not to respond and then just wipe them.
Oh, wait a second.
Might get a pick here.
Leona engaging onto the Trundle. Trundle running away. Twitch. A little bit extra damage.
Yeah, they thought.
Didn't have Brick Tamlin there. Weren't able to ult anybody. Otherwise, there could have been definitely could have been a kill there.
Also thought PPO was face checking, but they ended up face checking with 3, so it was just like, well, everyone's here now.
No one uses his ult to clear the wave.
Oh, wait,
Twitch ult comes in to try and get the kill. Maokai ult to disengage. Flash by Trundle. Turn around by Leona. Solar Flare.
Ooh, nice ult there by Baxter. Gordon Ramsay does just escape there, but with the ult coming in from Brick Tamlin, they do pick up the kill onto Menbug.
Hey, pick
Trundle down, but there is an Ornn in the top lane who has a banner minion going, so they're going to have somebody else other than Ron Gurgity respond to that. Ron Gurgity will do no damage to
That's
that
actually
banner
a super
minion.
smart pickup from StarCraft. Keep that push going. It's if they want to keep Ron Burgundy in that top lane, then he's gonna have a rough time just whacking at that banner minion. So
Well, yeah, you
that's
can't really send Brick Tamlin after it either to try and clear it. So it's definitely something that's got to be Mouse Cop or Baxter showing up.
Shirelli is reverently picked up here for Brick Tamlin. I don't know if that's standard pick for Malzahar.
It's becoming standard on Vladimir, but I don't think on Malzahar. Huh.
That's super interesting.
I definitely can understand where it's coming from because with Malzahar you don't have like any sort of dash or flash or anything. So if you're trying to get into the fight in order to ult, if you're getting your team moving, as well as yourself to a point where you can, land that ultimate, or you can get Leona in there quicker to get that, then it's good for you. Plus, it gives you the ability power and some extra health. So, all stats that they can use at this point in the game.
I think NTA is looking for a pick right now. Solar Flare comes down onto Nolan.
Oh boy.
Malzahar ult's gonna hit.
Oh,
That's
boy.
that one very dead Ziggs.
Oh, so much CC. That's unfortunate.
But something to point out is that no matter how many of these kills NTA keeps getting, they're not turning around and getting towers out of them. Just leading to that 4K gold deficit. You can see
Yeah.
right there at the top.
thing
And
is,
you've got
they're now
Ornn pushing
pushing
the bot lane, almost with a banner back up. So they've got to be pushing for something at this point.
Yeah, they get mid tower. They're now gonna. I think they looked the collapse spot. No, they're being actually super indecisive about this. Dragon is coming up in 30 seconds. I guess they just look to focus that.
And it is an Infernal, so that would be another nice one for
They have
them.
a huge wave top right now. I would love to see them 4-man group top lane. Give up the bot tower.
Yeah, because they could have, if they would have rotated in time, they could have got the top tower. But that also does leave the dragon open at that point for PPO to look at to try and get. But it looks like everybody's kind of rotating down for this dragon at this point. Both teams are wanting to pick that up, but it looks like NTA is getting there first. Gonna have some face checks there. And you definitely don't want to face check into a Malzahar. Maokai ult coming in, Warwick suppression onto Benbung. Benbung's gonna go down.
Ornn coming in.
But they pick off very
Kills
slowly.
the Malzahar.
Onto anyone.
Twitch untouched right now in the back line.
You say that.
And then Leona.
He's now touched.
Leona beat it.
Oh wait, is this
No one
the
kind of going melee range right now.
Triple kill for Mouse Cobb.
Are we going for the pentakill on the mouse cop right now?
Nice.
Are we? Oh my!
No.
No,
I think the disengage
I
comes
think it
in.
ran out.
Ron Burgundy
Oh,
almost
7.
out of mana.
Yeah, no penta.
Very nice fight overall. It was a little messy from both sides, but
4 for 2.
they-
Plus now they
got
get
the
dragon.
initial engage onto Menbung, got the kill with the suppressions. The Warwick ult came out just to help secure that. But then a nice flank there from Gordon Ramsay to do a lot of damage, but wasn't able to kite back enough there towards the end of the fight, and Gerg7 able to land a couple key stuns there towards the end of the fight to pick up the last few kills.
Gerg7 was so the MVP of that fight. Just clutch CC coming in everywhere, locking down everyone. And there was a bit of CC layer, inefficient layering coming from the 2 suppressions, but they still got the kill on Menbung. They still got 4 for 2, and they still got Dragon, and all of that is huge. 4th Dragon of the game, 2nd Infernal. Now they're pulling back this gold lead as well, and the Dragons aren't going to necessarily reflect themselves in that gold lead.
No, but each one of those Dragons worth a certain amount of gold to the whole team.
And that value, the value increases as the game goes on, I'm pretty sure, so.
Yeah, bot wave still bot tower still going down there from that banner minion. Always going to be so much pressure, and as you can see, Ron Gurgundy does no damage to that banner minion. Has done like 15 autos at this point and nothing.
Oh no.
No, Nolan again caught out by the
They
Netherboy.
hate Nolan right
Another
now.
grass, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that Shirelius is actually getting them into the fights, but that time, 3 ultimates used just to pick up
3 ultimates, 2
the
flashes. Oh god.
a lot used there. They can try and look for Baron and clear out vision here, but it would be a little bit risky knowing that all of the ults are down and you have your Maokai bot lane.
These ults all come up soon, and StarCraft Silence not quite caught out. Okay. Oh, the Oracle missing though.
TP coming in right now.
Okay. Well, they got
Baxter with the whiff and then got a little bit scared, decided to flash out instead.
And T
looks like they are going to try
Baron now on this. Yeah, PPO have 2 TPs now. If they just go back to split pushing, NTA would no longer have one, but Menbung
Got Toronto coming in to the bottom. Leona looking to zone. Leona maybe caught out a little bit.
Wait, they found Gordon Ramsay.
Twitch caught onto you by the Maokai. Twitch is in the back line. Solar Eclipse, doesn't it? Yeah.
Oh, wait, Mouse Cop, no,
Oh
can't
my
cut
goodness.
that out. 2 for 4 and all that, and now
That is
PPO
not at all hot how that fight was going to pan out.
Yeah, actually, Gordon Ramsay did buy QSS there. QSS out, was able to stay alive just enough to get off a bunch of damage, and he still went down in the end, but lived long enough, distracted them enough that they were able to get a 2 for 4, and now they have I think they have, oh wait, they might not have the damage for this Baron.
Ziggs just sparks up and casually W's the top lane tower.
Hunger gonna be trying, he's invisible on B3. He's gonna
Maokai kind of just dancing around with the
second.
Baron.
Is getting them off the Baron. Is going to pick up the kill.
He picks up a kill onto Menbung.
Are you
Still alive.
kidding me?
StarCraft.
And that peels them off the Baron. That's huge. There's a huge wave top for NTA now, and Baxter just trying to find StarCraft. Does not hit it again, but we'll be able to get the fear.
Warwick ult misses.
Twitch coming, oh no. Oh,
Leona onto the Ziggs, but Twitch shows up and melts that Leona.
Rip Gerg7. Just too aggressive there, overreaching.
Yeah,
2.5
I think that was
on
part of the thing from
Twitch.
the last fight as well. They tried so hard to get onto the Twitch, and in the last fight, Twitch flashed out, and Ron Gurgundy chased after, but the rest of the team was not able to follow, with a bunch of damage being followed up with the Spray and Pray and the Ziggs Mega Inferno Bomb over the whole team. So lots of AoE damage coming out there, and helping to clean up that fight.
Ornn pushing out bot lane, another banner commandment. Only Maokai's going to respond to that.
The
So
thing is, StarCraft has a TP, so PPO can just do whatever they want around this Baron now, in all honesty. Ron Gurgundy's stuck down here just whacking away at Banner Minion. That's just depressing to watch. But there's PPO sending StarCraft to Baron. I do not think this is the correct choice. You have the TPs. Use them.
It might
maybe
be
if-
alright, because if they can get the jump onto NTA, they might have the advantage there.
Yeah, this is going to be a 5v4 because Ron-Gurgendy's bot. And there's
I
a
would've-
good chunk of their tank line. Oh no.
Much rather than have started that Baron. Ornold's gonna come and hit 4 people. Seems so. Warwick misses in the back
Gordon
line. What a
Ramsay's
Ramsey
still alive. Oh my
heal
god.
for? Yeah, that should just turn stuff to a free Baron pretty much.
Yeah, there was no reason that they needed to walk up into that fight there, not knowing where StarCraft was, and
Now,
then
Mousecop and Ron-Gurgendy don't want to give it up though.
I don't think there's anything they can do for it other than hope for a
2K, 1K. And that Baron just goes right on over.
other than hoping for a lucky steal. There was really nothing they could do there. Mouse Cup does do a lot of damage, but it's just not enough to be able to 1 or 2v5 at that point. So, well played fight there from the side of PPO, knowing that there wasn't a teleport available, and having all 5 members there.
A third Infernal's coming up, and PPO are the ones in position currently, but, I mean, NTA are just like, nope, we're all just gonna run straight there, but, oh, fine, Super Kami. Oh, no, so much
Wow.
damage. That's, oh god.
Now it's just
Yeah,
chase down, kill the Leona.
Trundle is getting
Or
so
TP the mid lane, trying to cut him off.
Could that be game right now?
Ornal incoming right now.
Was it though?
Ornal misses.
I mean, that could be game at this point. It's just Mouse Cop and Ron Gurgundy, and I don't think they can stop him.
I think this has been the season of questionable Ornals.
StarCraft is playing it off like nothing happened. Twitch invisible
well.
on the back line.
Even though there's 30-second death timers, well, it's only on 5 seconds now on Baxter, but deciding not to push, gonna play it safe, gonna try and pick up this, what would have been a third Infernal Dragon for NTA.
I like this play a lot. Twitch is low, Brahms half mana. Yeah, nothing wrong with going back with your Baron, spending your money, coming back with pushing bot lane out.
Yeah. There's, I mean, absolutely nothing wrong with just resetting and just spending your gold, just giving yourself that big advantage, and now they can just shove it down bot, which StarCraft is already setting up that push.
Yeah, so if you look at this Twitch's build now, you've got an IE, it's got the Runeans, has a static, and now also has a Lord Dominix.
Yeah, 4 item Twitch.
Plus
Which
QSS.
And it almost seems like no matter what they touch on Twitch, he just seems to get out. You know?
I
Super
almost
smooth.
would have rather gone with a Mortal Reminder, just because you've got Warwick healing,
Warwick,
you've also
true.
got Maokai healing too, so...
I mean,
And they're honestly not all that tanky at this point. They don't have a whole lot of health. Not quite like, you know, you've got on the Trundle and the Braum at this point, or the Ornn, so... But yeah, it looks like they're just going for the clean rotations, going for this top lane. Bot wave is already pushing.
playing it a little bit slow, which is definitely a thing Menbung likes to do. Just play it real safe, make sure you can win the game, rather than overreaching a little bit.
I would much rather have seen them push the bot lane though.
They do still have Baron up for a small window of time.
Now's the point where we said Mouse Cop does damage, and actually he just chunked Gordon Ramsay to half health there. Ron Gurgundy picked up a Baron of his own, but it means nothing right now to PPO. Problem though, NTA have so much wave clear with the Sivir, and the Baron has just ran out, so now PPO just have to find some rotations. They're gonna try to find a bush bait. I don't know if this works though.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna come of that, so... just back and reset at this point. You've got a bot
Well, Rook 7's
inner tower to go get as well, which should be free, because you can totally dive a bot inner tower.
Okay, they had no vision of PPO, but they did ping it out, so I think they had a feeling. So yeah, good by NTA not to get picked off there. Now they can just go back to wave clearing, trying to stall out the game more. I think at this point, like, Ziggs finally picked up a QSS. At this point, it's just hard to focus anyone down, and if you split your focus, then they just use the QSS and then they're out.
See, this is what I wanted them to do when they had the Baron buff. Come get this free tower gold. If NTA steps up, you know, you can just walk around the back and just dive that tower. 3 tanks would not be hard.
Yeah, and there's like 10k gold lead at this point.
Yeah, they've hit that point.
So it's, to be fair, there is a lot of standing gold in those towers. They only have 2 outers at this point.
And
Minbug
really tried. Oh wait,
picks out.
Ooh.
Rick Tamlin kind of cut out a little bit here.
good flash though.
Flash out
Just
to be
tough play.
safe. Rommel kind of wasted a little bit.
Curious to see if NTA tries to get any sort of engage going here. Twitch is out of stealth now, so there is no invisible for Twitch. They may want to wait for that. That always helps with Twitch engages if you come in invisible first, because then they don't know where you are, where to throw all of their skills at, and then you just come out of stealth and blow them all up. So
NTA has to send Malzahar to mid lane. Just drops his space age and walks away, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough.
Oh wait, they're piling on
You gotta
top.
engage in the back. A lot of CC being used off of Minbug. Minbug flashes out. Huge Ziggs ult coming through. Orange taking all the damage. Super Kami now. So I was talking about earlier, 3 tanks.
That
3
was-
tanks.
They
Yeah,
used all their CC literally at once on Membung. Like, they stacked it so hard that he was able to be just tanky enough to flash out and survive. If they had layered the CC just even a little bit better, they probably could have taken him down and that would have been a pick, but as is, they do not get in. Gerg 7 might be caught out.
ooh, does get the flash.
Person missed the
Nice
flash
this
out.
game.
I'd love to see what the work was so done, then pushing for that inhibitor. But looks like they should turn around, take what jungle they can,
Baron's
go
up now.
back, get some more items. Baron's up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and they really need Baron to be able to push against this NTA team.
Yeah, I mean, they do have decent wave clear with the Sivir Q and W and with space aids from Malzahar, so they do have decent wave clear. It's hard to push in there, even though you have a Ziggs for the tower taking. Now, Elder Drag is coming up here in about 10 seconds, so... Ooh!
It's an engage on the mid lane. Huge solar flare. Both carries use the QSS. On the Twitch. Twitch still in the back line. Not both carries in the back line, not being touched. Rick Tama just goes down and
Oh!
huge.
Wait,
The
Oh my
Sivir-
god!
mouse
What a
guard?
turn!
Are you kidding me right now?
Mouse Cop's
He
going
turned
off.
it. Holy. Oh my god. It's now a 4 for 4 at the end of all that because Mouse Cop was able to... Jesus Christ, dude.
That was huge turnaround between Mouse Cop and Gerg 7.
Yeah,
Massive damage coming out.
Knowing that there wasn't a Braum shield available to stop the damage, the Q got thrown out by Mouse Cop, and then with, you know, 2 W autos just shredding through their whole team. So much, as you can see, almost 800 damage done to these minions with the W, so imagine just having that go through the team. Was able to pick off Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay did have a good fight there, was kiting back, did get hit, end up getting hit with Warwick ult, but was still able to shred through that front line with the help of Zawarudo there. So, well played on both sides, but nice cleanup there at the end for Mousecop and Gerg 7. Gerg 7 going back in, sacrificing his life to try and land one last stun.
I definitely this time to focus. The engage auto. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that was
Almost.
great.
How many ults was that? One, two.
It was just zoom in on in.
It was 2, and now it looks like they're going for Baron here.
Shirelia's plus
It is a
Righteous
4v5
Glory
at
plus
this
Sivir ult.
They may just look to bait it. Oh, they're gonna get a pick onto Gordon Ramsay, and he is
Wow.
dead.
That is
Gone.
just one dead Gordon Ramsay.
Wow.
That's the fight right there. Gordon Ramsay is gone. They win those fights every time.
Now they
No,
can
but
Baron
was
off
picking
that.
order.
And maybe they can get Baron and Elder. Oh, that's huge. With especially the 4 Dragon Elder. Oh my god.
Ooh, it did hit this. Did
Oh,
get
that
the
was
nice
so
pick there
close.
from Baxter.
Yeah, they just rotate to Elder, they pick that up, and then they just try to push. Did they even...
Yeah, and they've got the wave pushing top lane. It looks like they've got a
Wow.
wave stacking in the bot lane as well, so they've got the
They
wave
can just-
management
I
going
think
in
they
their
just
favor.
go straight bot lane. Like, don't even bother backing. Just try to get that tower. Or they're gonna go mid. The top tower goes down. The minions, don't sit in the bush, guys. Y'all have Baron,
Top
y'all
is-
have
top
Elder.
is-
There is no reason to sit in the bush.
Yeah, if Mousecap is able to get the W and the Q going through the minions and their team with an Elder Drake with 2 Infernal Drakes on it, they will crush
It's
that.
a Sivir, but Mousecop has so much CS. Oh god, they found.
Oh,
Pick
they're
out on
going
the
in by themselves. They're too far forward. They're grouping up. Oh, but they took down 2 already.
Huge
Gordon
Orn
Ramsay
ult.
shredding through the
Oh,
team.
wait.
Switch in
My
the
game
back,
froze?
shredding.
What the hell?
Maybe overstepping a little bit.
Why did my game freeze?
That happened to me too.
Gordon Ramsay did try and put out a ton of damage there, but just
Are
not
y'all
able to
stuck
pick
on
up any
40?
kills.
Are y'all stuck on 4330?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. There we go. Wow, wait, NTA got out alive.
Yeah, NTA was able to get out all 5 still alive there. Gordon Ramsay was outputting a bunch of damage, just not able to pick up any kills. They had already
Tower goes
lost
down.
the Ziggs and the Braum at this point.
What
so
the hell happened there?
A huge bot wave. Teleport with Baron. This could be a pick though.
Oh, there's 2 teleports coming in there. That's really dangerous. That's really far forward from the side of Brickhamlin. But they've got all the Baron minions. 3 cannon minions that are Baroned up at this point.
Oh my god.
3 cannon minions, plus probably another 20 or 25.
NTA
other
was
minions.
down 10k gold, they've pulled it back to 1k down. This has been
Yeah,
I told you
huge
there's
swings.
so much standing gold there. Oh, they also have a banner cannon minion,
And
which
they
takes
just-
down the
They
infant
just-
tower too.
Melt that tower. I think this is in large part to do Helpless pecking orders consistently getting caught out by themselves. If they would just walk in the squad of 5, you know.
Yeah, the NTA is doing a really good job with the Shirelias, with the Sivir ult, with Leona and all of their CC. They're able to land these
Oh my
picks
god,
here
that
because they
tower
just chase
damage.
them down.
Little by a little. 2
Just do
cannon
that,
minions
that
just wailing
minion
away.
That cannon minion will take it down.
Now they just rotate top and get one more tower. Oh, the engage goes in.
Rudo's gone.
Where did Super Kamiguru now? Wrong one, sorry.
Pressure onto Gordon Ramsay, but he's gonna get out, start spamming the damage. Gordon Ramsay
in
though,
the back.
Fight goes down the
Gordon
Sivir.
Ramsay gets crit and goes down. Mousecap does pick up the kill, 3 versus 2 right now.
That could
and
be
it's
game.
2 tanks.
That's game, I think. It's just the 2 tanks. They don't have the damage. They just need to focus the tower. Or they're gonna focus the inhib instead. Wait for minions to catch up a little bit, but they're just shredding Menbong.
All Gurg 7 goes in. He's gonna get taken down here by the tower.
Flashes out safe. They end up picking up Gurg 7.
It's 25 more seconds. Just focus the Nexus tower. You have so much damage, and that's gonna be it. It's a 2v2. Menbong and StarCraft
more
coming
Baron,
back
but-
in. Wait, no?
Wait,
Oh, I don't know if they can do it.
Mouse got taking a lot of damage, but kiting away.
Sniper roll's
Uses his
coming
ult
back in.
offensively. The flash in.
Yep, that's game.
Wow.
That looks to be game.
That is, wow. And to the double kill for good measure, and NTA pulls it back 1-1. Oh my god, what a match.
Wow, what a turn there at the end of the game. That was what you call back and win the game. Because it looked like anybody's game right off the bat, and then PPO just started taking over because they started getting a little tanky. They had the grouping. They had, Twitch was able to just spray and pray in the backline, do a million damage there. But they weathered the storm and they were able to come back, and just with all of the move speed and all of the engage that they had, NTA was able to pick up the win. Very well played by both teams here.
Mouse Cop 16-1-7. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, the crits were coming out at the end there.
I seriously want to give him MVP. I'm not going to look at damage charts because I know he's going to have the most, which does not matter. Mouse Cop just went absolutely huge in all of these fights. I think you can give it to either Mouse Cop or Gerg7, but I think Mouse Cop especially just played out of his goddamn mind.
But I personally think, though, and, just watching Gerg7, how many of those fights Gerg7 single-handedly turned?
Oh, yeah.
Without doing damage.
It's Gerg7 or Mouse Cop, 100%. NTA all pulled it together, but Gerg7 just had so many good Leona engages and so many picks he found, and just him and Mouse Cop working together definitely pulled NTA back in.
Yeah, my vote's definitely got to be for Gerg7 there.
Mouse Cop has 10 votes already.
In the early game, some of those picks were great. And that was the reason that they were able to stay in the game. In the late game, some of those solar flares and there was a couple, I believe, flash engages where it's able to land the stun onto those priority targets like Ziggs.
51k damage to objectives for Mouse Cop. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, and just able to set up for Mouse Cop just to be able to shred and do so much damage there. And you could just see at the end how easily he was cutting through the tanks even. So, I mean, well played game there. I think I got to give my MVP vote to Gerg7 on that one, even though Mouse Cop did play a really good game. Whew, man. That was a good one.
That was a good ass game. So yeah, PPO and NTA splitting 1-1. I mean, yes, it's only been 2 minutes, but it's 10-1. Can we just call this for Mouse Cop?
There are 26 people in the chat, sir.
Yeah. 11 votes now for Mouse Cop. He's almost got half the vote.
Alright, we need to help you do your quick maths.
Almost.
I don't know. I think it's really close still.
You think it's really close? What? Bitch, what?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So yeah, Mouse Cop, we're gonna say he gets Game 2 MVP. Like, honest, 11 votes, are you kidding me? So, we'll get some people up in the, Discord. Someone tell Super Kami and Mouse Cop they got MVPs. And let's hop on up.
What's up?
Hello.
Mouse Cop.
Hello.
Super Kami.
How's it going? Pretty good.
So yeah, congrats guys. I guess
Yeah,
y'all each got a win. Congrats on getting MVPs. Jesus, that second game, dude.
That was anybody's game, and it was a brawl. I liked it.
Yeah, we pretty much just had to sit in our base and kind of let me scale and let Kevin scale and just kind of try to look for a pixel we could. and that's kind of what we did, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, just like your sheer engage with how much move speed you guys had. You had like 4, move speeding boosts. It was insane.
Yeah,
So you
Siver's
guys
a
had all
strong
the
champ.
engages.
Like, they got it game 1, and I mean, you saw it in that game. Like, we couldn't engage on them, and that's, I think, a lot of the reason we couldn't have, like, we didn't beat them is just because, like, every time we would want a team fight, they would just, like, run away, and, we couldn't ever do any damage to them, and they would just, like, take and out-rotate us. They were really good about rotating. I don't know. But then we got it to game 2 and kind of got to fight with it.
Okay.
Hello?
There's one back and forth.
Y'all got any questions, or Tyler, Opie?
Yeah, I was gonna say, holy crap! Some of those thresh hooks and plays that first game.
Yeah,
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Like, what do you? How do I word this?
How?
What
not
do you
gonna
do,
tell
or
you
how do
where
you
he buys his
practice
scripts.
enough to get? Yeah, where do you get your scripts from? There you go.
Man.
But because there was one play. It was bot lane, behind their tower in the brush, where you flashed onto the Lux to land a blind hook, and then you lanterned your teammates in. I was like, oh my god, this man is a god.
Correction, there was vision there, so we knew that Lex was TPing. But it was just a matter of fact that always looking on the map, seeing who's TPing where, and seeing if they're TPing in a safe position. I just saw that mostly everybody was not around Lux, so that's how that play happened. But thank you for the Thresh hooks. Definitely Thresh is one of my very comfortable champs. And I think
No,
it
it's
shows.
not. You don't need to ban it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
we banned the shit out of it the second game.
Well, especially after you use second ban Morgan, I'm like, wait, ban Thresh because we're not up to ban the Sivir now.
Yeah, that. The Sivir game on both sides was really strong. Obviously, Mousecap with that damage at the end of game 2. Wow, just shredded through everybody.
Greg was hilarious. Greg was like, they have late game Twitch. And we're like, we have late game Sivir.
Very true.
Greg
All right,
asks,
Mousecap, we have a question from the Peanut Gallery. In 10 words or less, why is Greg bad?
10 words or less. He tilts like shit.
He really does.
And to answer Greg's question, who's my favorite support on NTA? Obviously, Kevin
NTA.
plays the support secondary, so I gotta.
It's
I'm
Bison.
trolling. It's totally Greg.
I have a question for Mousecop. How does it
What's up?
feel to carry the bag of cement that is Ronger?
I got in
my
that.
back hurts.
I got in that backpack that game. I ain't even afraid to admit.
That first game, I was like, oh yeah, I'll pick Vayne into Cho because Vayne does really really well at the percent held true damage, and then I look up and Cho's 5-0 and I can't kill him, and he just flashed on. When he flashed on me and ulted, he did 937 true damage, and I was like, oh well, I can totally play against that. There's kind of. So yeah, I mean, it feels good, I guess. Would have liked to have a 2-0, but I mean 1-1 was. We didn't get 0-2'd.
And we didn't get perfect gamed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Blame hashtag report Nolan for feeding.
We're all about them positives.
9 times Nolan.
Don't 9 times Nolan. He was being a good brother. All right, what's the way I looked at it.
9 times honor.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Question for Eric: how many kills did you give up for 10 minutes in game 1?
Greg, how many times did you go in 1v3 in Leona?
Okay, actual question from Hansu. What do you think you could have done a little better mid-game to come back from such a huge gold gap?
Like game 1?
Yes, I believe so.
Stop getting caught in the jungle.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing.
We were rotating
Question.
really poorly.
Question for Menbung: why did he not all chat that he was ganking me from Brick Tamland?
I'm chat restricted.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Dustin.
Why do none of you uncultured fucks know what Zararudo is?
Okay, no. See,
sorry.
here's
Yeah.
the only thing I was gonna say without being prompted on it, but thank you, Hillary Clinton. It's Zoworldo, but it's already taken. It's an anime thing. It's not Zarurodo or whatever. y'all said.
Zawoldo?
Are you just having a campaign to have the weirdest, hardest to pronounce names in the league?
Are you just having
mean,
a campaign to have the most name changes per season on your mid laner?
I mean, since we can have any names that we want and any team names, since that's been a conversation of late, we're just gonna do whatever we want.
Guys, oh my god.
No.
Please no.
Any real questions though from chat or anything?
Sorry. I like Bison's question.
Yeah, I just saw it. No. I could have.
And then
I
they'll
could
do
have.
Hansu's awful voice acting from reading this question till end of stream.
No, but I can do the mouse voice.
Oh my
Oh,
god. No. Do you want me to do that question, Hansu? So this is Hansu.
and the stream's over.
Do it anyway.
Y'all are
Bison and I-
cancelled.
Hansu, Bison, and I were playing last night, and Hansu was playing Nocturne, and out of nowhere he goes, "Darkness, it comes," and he just said every time he ulted with Nocturne, he just talked in that voice, and so we just started doing champion quotes like that. It was really weird. That's what he wanted me to do. That was the question.
Okay.
I think that game too might have been the craziest I've ever been a part of.
What?
What do you mean what?
I couldn't hear you. I said
Oh.
what?
Oh. I said I think that game too might have been the craziest I've ever been a part of.
Game he's ever been a part of. That's what he was saying before
Yeah,
his shit
I
cut out.
think.
No, you're
No.
fine, Eric. We don't need you to talk anymore.
Now, if Menbung would open his ears. No.
No,
I
you
think
keep
that.
on going like this.
Well, that's not my fault. Turn me up then.
I think game one was good from us. Game two, we did not play to our team's win conditions, and we played into their team comp's win conditions. They have to control vision, and you can't face check into a comp that has Leona, Warwick, Malachi, and Malzahar.
And Malzahar, right?
And then there's Sivir. And I'm just gonna get on my soapbox really quick. Ron Gurgundy and Gurg7, no offense to you, Mouse Cop, because you did extremely well, and you just kite the hell out of everybody and just dish out damage, and you prioritize like what champions to focus very well. But I think being that far behind, as it was in the game, is only off of the back of Ron Gurgundy and Gurg to allow the Sivir to get to the point to where she does that damage. That's why
I think if you heard comms, if you heard comms right before we turned the game, Greg's like, oh, it's just over. This was...
and I think damage
It was-
the most important.
Sean, quit memeing and listen. It was right after you guys had taken mid. Greg's like, it's just over. I'm like, no, they're not. They're not ending. He's like, well, we can't fight. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. We can't give up. Just quit tilting and everything will be okay. And Greg's like, but they have late game Ziggs, late game Twitch. One doesn't take damage. I'm like, we have late game Sivir. We have late game Maokai.
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna find a way through.
Malachi or Warwick, because Warwick was just so far behind that anytime that he was the one that initiated, he just died.
Well, that's why we eventually told John, like, yo, just be like
Supplement the engage.
tertiary
Exactly.
engaged.
Yeah. And if Twitch was left untouched, y'all were like, oh, hey, we should like not be here. But if y'all got picks beforehand and had numbers advantage, then it's all good.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, that's my only point. And being so serious, I think Mouse Cop played so well, and Brigham
that
really really good ults too. But I just think if you look at this entire game, they won off of the back of the picks that they got, and it has to be off of Greg and the Malachi in the top lane for Eric.
I understand what you're saying, but everybody on our team gave it to Chris because
Are
Chris
y'all aware the stream is still going?
I thought you said the stream was up.
He was memeing.
Ah, Rich.
What? I never said anything about the stream being down.
That's false.
You
You
did,
said that.
you did, but
You said,
were memeing.
and the stream's down. You literally said that.
Yeah.
Go watch the VOD.
I said and it's and we're done, as in like joking, as in
No,
y'all are.
that's not how it came across. But
Actual,
Okay.
I haven't said.
Mouse Cop,
Oh my
I appreciate What I see in you is the fact that you wouldn't spell shield a Braum Q, but you would spell shield a stun, which is actually super smart. So
Yeah, or
I
your
applaud
ulti.
you to that.
His
Yeah,
nickname in our
yes.
team chat is Spell Shield or Feed. So
Whoa.
it's
To
true.
be
Use
fair.
your spell shield. Hansu actually has that real question, and then we'll wrap it up, I guess. NTA. Wait. Game 2, NTA. Why couldn't you
got
push the
lost.
lead with the global objectives like Dragon? You guys had 2 Fire Drakes, so I guess that's for Eric and Mouse Cop.
Well, I think we didn't really have we couldn't push towers really effectively, and we kind of had to wait for me to come online. I think Twitch got going a little bit ahead of me, so it was really hard to just
Wait, this is game 2?
yeah. It was really hard to just
Oh.
face check into them, and we couldn't really set up vision without it just getting instantly cleared. And we didn't really have the turret advantage either, so it was kind of we were kind of on the back foot the whole game. Even though we were kind of getting dragons where we could, it wasn't. We couldn't really abuse it, I guess.
Well, and thanks to a certain somebody camping top lane, Ornn had all the priority, even though he was down farm for most of the game.
Who camped top lane?
I'm just saying, but and so he had all that priority and was able to get banner a lot earlier than I was because I really needed the spirit visage because I was so far behind. Like that item was huge, and I needed to get Sunfire for wave clear. And maybe I could have delayed Sunfire and gotten the banner, and I would have been a lot closer to on time with Ornn's banner. And then those situations where they drop a banner, he drops a banner, and I'm Maokai. I can't do anything to it. But if I can just drop a banner of my own and run away, then it kind of negates that. And that created a lot of tough situations, especially around, I think it was the first Baron y'all took, where I told the team there's a banner here I can't go, which was misunderstood as I have my banner, I can put it down and run. That's how it came across, and that's not what I meant. So I need to work on clearing that up in the comms. But as soon as I got the banner and was able to just negate it and just be like, "Oh, you have a banner? Here's mine. I'm gonna team fight."
Yep.
You basically.
And that helped us to degroup and look for those engages, look for those picks, like you were talking about. So.
So yeah, really good game, guys.
Yeah, same for you.
Yes.
I really don't ever want to be a part of a game like that again.
Well, just
What, you
don't
do-
make playoffs because we're aiming to make playoffs then.
Make playoffs all you want, but lose to somebody, and then we don't have to worry about it.
Or you could just not make playoffs. and that'd be
Or we could just
I'm gonna
not
pop
have these.
Baxter if you make.
Please do. Please pick Lee Sin into us. Please.
I think we're gonna wrap it up then. So PPO and NTA splitting the series 1-1. Congrats to both teams for picking up a win. Tune in again tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. EST for Codename Carries Next Door versus the Lunchboxes of Doom. And in the words of my friend Daphne, white people are canceled. Good night, y'all.
What?